Hi, I'm John Cranton with Proline Daily, courtesy of JimFeist.com. Going to take a look at some Wednesday basketball action in both college tournament play and the pros. Let's get right into it. Let's start off with this Washington State Colorado game in the Pac-12 Wednesday night. You got Colorado a 10-point favorite. This game will be at T-Mobile Arena right here in Las Vegas. It's actually right down the street. Washington State coming in 13-17 overall. They have not been good away from home. A 2-7 record. They haven't been playing very good ball of late. A 4-12 straight up run, although they have been covering some of these games. 9-7 spread run. Also 7-0 under the total because it's not a great offensive team. Washington State number 12 in the Pac-12 in scoring defense. They can shoot free throws, actually, number 2, but they're also last in field goal shooting defense. The Cougars coming off a spread win, but they really haven't been very good in that situation in Vegas. 6-13 against the number after a spread cover. And on neutral courts, it's all about slowing the pace down because they don't have much offense. 17-5-2 under the total on neutral courts. They're also 23-8 under the total in Pac-12 competition. They'll be facing this Colorado team that has had a decent season here. 18 wins, playing very well. 9-3 the last 12 games. 5-6 against the spread, a slight 4-3 run under the total. This team is in the middle of the pack in most of the Pac-12 situations as far as stats. Number 6 in scoring, number 6 in points allowed. And they played this Washington State team twice this season. They lost a wild game in overtime, 91-89. They were a 7-point favorite in the game. And, of course, that sailed over the total. But then in the rematch, Colorado absolutely thumped this team in a whitewash, 81-49. They were a 12.5-point favorite and rolled easily. And that game sailed under the total with a sensational defensive effort by Colorado. Kind of like the comments that the Colorado coach, Thad Boyle, had coming into this game. He said the key is to be aggressive and hungry. Take the fight right to your opponent. You can't come in walking on eggshells. So it's pretty clear what his strategy is for these tournament games. You attack, and I think that's going to mean a strong defensive effort, which they can do anyway. But Boyle is a coach who demands it. He is great in these tournament game openers, 6-0. He's won 6 straight in tournament openers. Got to believe they're going to be strong defensively. And after a victory, Colorado is 11-3 under the total, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this being more of a defensive game. And that's common with tournament play because in the regular season, sometimes the games are blowouts and coaches will put the bench guys in and won't always demand defense for the entire game. But tournament play is different. It's win or go home. And you can see a lean toward unders in tournament play. That's how I look at it. I'm going to look at this game as being one where both teams focus more on defense than they do on offense. All right, let's jump to the NBA on Wednesday night. Great game on the late card as Boston, non-conference game as Boston heads to Golden State. You got a number 2 seeded Boston team in the East facing the number 1 seeded Golden State Warriors. Boston, terrific offensive team, a lot of depth. They like to run. They're number 5 in the NBA in scoring. Tough situational spot for Boston, though they've been on the road a lot. It's been their 3rd road game in the last 4 contests, part of a stretch, playing 11 road games in the last 14 contests. You got the NBA All-Star game breaking that up, but still, this team has not been home very often, and it's been a tough week for Boston. They lost a late lead against Phoenix, lost 109-106 in the role of favorite, and then they got flogged by the Clippers 116-102, but they were actually leading 71-64 and completely ran out of gas late in that one. I have to believe the road play played a role in that as they faded, giving up 41 fourth quarter points to the Clippers. However, this is not a bad defensive team. They're actually terrific under this coach, Brad Stevens, playing defense. So it's a good bounce back role for Boston when they face a team with a winning home record. Celtics are 13-6-2 against the spread. And they're a 7.5-point underdog here heading out on the road. Boy, that's a lot for a number 2 seeded team. Golden State, also a bit of a difficult situational spot, not only without Kevin Durant, but it's the second of a back-to-back game after hosting Portland. They're home from a 5-game road trip that didn't go so hot, 3-2 record. And they finished it up strong, winning at New York and against the Hawks, scoring 112 and 119 points. It was a decent defensive effort, too, as the three-point shooting finally bounced back for them. When Golden State is home against a team with a winning road record, they are sensational against the Vegas number, 36 15-1 against the spread. They're also 35-17-1 under the total on one day of rest. Head-to-head, the underdog when these teams play is incredible. 23-8-1 against the spread. It's a lot of games there to choose from. That's not some statistical fluke either. And here you got Boston, a number 2-seeded team, as a big underdog. I want to look toward the dog keeping this game close, especially when the underdog here has an extra day of rest and the home team does not. All right, let's get to your free play on Wednesday from JimFeist.com. I might as well go with the same game here, the Boston Golden State game, because these teams are outstanding defensively. Yeah, they have great offensive weapons and love to run the court, but don't forget, Brad Stevens, the Boston coach, he took Butler to back-to-back Final Fours. The guy knows how to coach. And in order for teams to play defense, you need two things. You need defensive talent, but you also need a coach who demands great defense out of these players, and he certainly gets it when he was in college and now here in Boston. Celtics are a very good team under the total. When they face the Pacific Division, Boston is 11-0-1 under the total. They're also on a current 6-0-2 under the total mark. And then Golden State, yeah, they got all those great offensive weapons, which is, the Warriors are number 1 in the NBA in field goal shooting defense. And again, that takes coaching prowess to demand great defense. This is the best defensive team in the league. Not surprising for a team that's been to 2 straight NBA finals. This coaching staff demands great defense. When Golden State faces defensive teams here, like a great defensive team, they can step up defensively. When they face the Eastern Conference, the Warriors are 25-10 under the total. Your free play on Wednesday. Play Golden State and Boston under the total. Make sure you check out JimFeist.com. Jim Feist, a 22-7 college basketball run and big week here with college tournament play. Check out his plays and more at JimFeist.com. We'll see you back on Thursday with more free selections from JimFeist.com as well as Proline with Dave Koken and Jim Feist.